Hughes pings one long up the right hand side looking for Trotman, and he gets ahead to it. Thompson will collect the flick on, makes for the byline, and Johnson has to slide in and get a foot on that. First corner of the game for Darlington. Darlington captain Terry Galbraith's gone over to take it. And it comes. Headed on, gets a flick on, comes off a Kidderminster player last. It's another corner. Another corner comes in, goes deep. Hughes gets his head on that one, but it drops wide. It's Hughes, Galbraith and Smith at the back, isn't it? It's the system I think we've been playing for the last few games. Good ball forward from Thompson, goes for the lob and scores an absolute cracker.
Stephen Thompson, absolute wonderful finish there. He plucked the ball out of the air, it bounced once on the half volley, spotted goalkeeper Hall off his line, he's just lobbed him deliciously. Darlington 1, Kidderminster 0.
That is the kind of thing that you know Stephen Thompson is capable of. We haven't seen too much of it this season. That's his first from open play, and I don't want to take the credit for this, but I said to my friend on the way up, he's going to get one today, and what a one.
Take the credit, Mike, take the credit, but you've got to share it with Stephen Thompson, because that was a fantastic, fantastic finish. He just plucked the ball out of the air 30 yards. I don't think anybody was expecting him to be able to control it from the height it came at him, and he had a look up, and you're right, I mean, Hall was off his line, and you thought, is he going to, and he did.
But no Kidderminster player on the end of it, otherwise we're looking at level scores again, I think. Throwing flicked on by Trotman. Kidderminster have the ball again now. Smith just getting a foot in there, and now Thompson coming forward with it. Saunders has gone on ahead of him. Thompson having another effort from distance, and it's off the inside of the post, bounces back across the mouth.
Stephen Thompson, a rasping drive there, just struck firmly Brandon Hall's right hand post, right on the base, and bounced out behind him. Could have went anywhere on the rebound really there. Could have hit the goalkeeper back on the back and went in. Not quite to be for Stephen Thompson, but he's on fire so far in these early moments.
Weeks inside for Richards. He turns away from Elliott. Elliott stumbles trying to keep up with him. Richards keeps going. Eventually bundled over by Wheatley, and Kidderminster get the free kick. Possibly a little too far out for a shot, would you say?
Borderline, I think, isn't it? Borderline. I would say it is probably 30 yards, there or thereabouts. It would have to be a special strike.
And it comes. Catches a deflection off the wall on the way through, but comfortable for Madison.
Madison drops the ball down outside his area and kicks it long, gets a good strike on that one, and Trotman wins the header, drops it down to Thompson. Thompson, the goal scorer so far. He's on the corner of the 18-yard box, just looking for some options. Gives it to Wheatley, 25 yards out. He's closed down straight away, gives it back to Thompson. Thompson with a chance to cross, puts the ball in. Saunders gets ahead on it, and that is a magnificent save by Brandon Hall. That is the best save I've seen down here for many a long month, Michael.
That is absolutely exceptional goalkeeping by Brandon Hall. It's Saunders' header, it gets a deflection, doesn't it? And how he gets to that.
Saunders does everything right on the header. Thompson's cross is perfect. Saunders wins the header, as a number 9 always wants to do. Wheatley's going to jump highest to win that ball, played forward though by Kidderminster on the second ball. Hughes wins the header there. Wheatley and Elliott scrambling around in the midfield trying to win the ball and doing enough to misdirect the pass there, and Kokolo's got a chance to have a little run, and he's got his fullback Vaughan out of it. Plays the little ball in for Saunders. Saunders almost there ahead of the goalkeeper. Nice little ball from Kokolo there, just Saunders couldn't quite get on the end of it.
Chambers has to collect, but intercepted. Nicholson can't quite get onto the ball though, and Weeks can bring it forward again. Waring leaves it across the centre circle. Chambers just flicks it away from, Weeks flicks it away, plays it forward to Chambers. In for Richards. Waring's in now, here is he? Madison's gone for it, brought him down. Has he? No. Well, just for a second there.
It's going to be a yellow card for simulation for George Waring, but Johnny Madison went to ground there in a very wide area, almost near the byline, and I have to say for a moment my heart was in my mouth a little there, Mike.
Referee blows his whistle. Blackwell Meadows holds its breath, and the referee raises an arm and points for a Darlington free kick in the end. But just for a second there, I thought straight away within the first minute or two of the second half Kidderminster had been gifted away back into this. The edge just inside the centre circle, in fact. I thought it was the edge, but taken from just inside quickly. Thompson has it now. Trotman's got a bit of room out on the right-hand side, and that's where Thompson goes. Thompson and Trotman working it well between them. Trotman into the area, has to slide in. Wins the corner off Russell Penn. I think the backing is important, and Darlington are attacking that end now. So they'll want to see that net bulging as Galbraith delivers the corner. Flicked in, and it is! It's 2-0!
It's an in-swinging corner. I'm trying to identify who it is. I think it might be Will Smith.
I think it
who's
might
got
be.
across the goalkeeper and nodded it in from just on the front post. Darlington take a second goal in this game in the 5th minute of the second half on the 50-minute mark, and I think that it's Will Smith who's got that second.
There's the confirmation.
Just ghosted in. Galbraith's delivery was excellent. Just swung it into the box, into the 6-yard box, and Smith on the diagonal run got there ahead of the goalkeeper, and a free header really.
Thumps it home. Darlington lead 2-0. And from surviving that early penalty scare, we've gone up the other end. We've doubled our lead. We wanted Darlington to get a 2-goal lead in this game, and now we have it.
Will Smith in the pursuit of happiness, Michael.
That's good. I would never have come up with that.
God. So Tommy talked, didn't he, before the York game about game management he talked about, and now we've been working hard with the team in the training pitch on that, and this is a good example of where that would be useful, I think.
Great layoff Nicholson here on the edge of the area here. Nicholson's found his way into the area. Shoots, it's 3!
Fantastic finish by Nicholson. He just came inside the defender, brought the ball onto his left foot, and he's drilled that one past Brandon Hall's despairing left hand into the bottom corner. Darlington have a third. Darlington 3, Kidderminster Harriers 0.
Well,
Darlington's goal going to be 11. Jordan Nicholson.
Nicholson on to 9 for the season, and he just takes that ball, rides away from a couple of tackles, left-footed. Absolute arrow into the corner. Hall couldn't get near it. Darlington 3, Kidderminster 0. That hat-trick at home wins.
So this Darlington performance that I'm seeing here, Mike, I wasn't at the York game, but this bears no resemblance to the last few home games I've seen. Darlington look a good team on the day-to-day, and Kidderminster are no mugs for sure, but Darlington deservedly 3 goals ahead.
Absolutely no. Lost into Wiggs, but he's charged down by Thompson, and then Johnson catches Saunders as he clears. Hughes has to be quick to get that one ahead of Waring, but he clears it away only as far as Richards though. Richards gets the cross in, catches a deflection, goes out for a corner.
Ended up scrambling the ball away for a corner to Kidderminster.
So corner for the visiting side on their right hand side. Out swinger, nodded over. Not clear who it was. Heaton was in there challenging, but ball headed over before it got to him. I think it may have been Waring. Kidderminster look to get something on the book. Probably look to float this in, well, taken quickly. Richards is in behind. Madison gets down at his feet to save well. But Darlington just caught napping a little there.
Darlington asleep there. Palmer was fixing his shin pads. I'm not sure Trotman was switched on all that much, but Madison came out and saved the ball. He almost saved it with his bottom, didn't he?
Yes.
There as it went to go, but very pleased he was in that position. Kidderminster have the ball just on the halfway line with substitute Butterfield, who gives it to Johnson. Plays it forward to Chambers. And Palmer slid in on Butterfield there and dispossessed him, and Thompson's got past Butterfield again. He's got a man stood up on the edge of the box. Just takes his time, then comes inside. Fantastic by Thompson, brings it onto his left foot and has a shot. Goalkeeper saves well. Brandon Hall to his left-hand side.
Shout for a free kick there on Ainge. I think it was Johnson had his arms all over him.
Kidderminster take the throw in, and Trotman and Wheatley between them come. Oh, that's a bad one.
That's a little
bad challenge by
unnecessary.
Kane Richards. He could be in trouble here. I think he might just get a yellow. Kane Richards getting away with one.
Frustration's boiling over a little there, I think.
Yeah, Wheatley and Trotman had bullied him off the ball, and he's just petulantly slid in, and it's a late challenge. Centre circle, and the referee says thanks very much. Blows the full-time whistle, and the final score here at Blackwell Meadows is a very convincing very satisfactory. Darlington 3, Kidderminster Harriers 0. Darlington full value for that 3-goal victory today. Goals for the Quakers through Stephen Thompson with a delicious lob in the 12th minute. Will Smith with a header from a Terry Galbraith corner early in the second half. And Jordan Nicholson completing the score in the 52nd minute with an arrow drive into the bottom corner. And Mike, that's a good afternoon at the office, isn't it?
That will do. That will absolutely do.